Shit talk of black. I started this video yesterday, but someone came in, and I don't like to do videos when others are around because they have the handlers and they don't know how to handle the handler, so the handler will handle them to try to handle me. So in order for the handler to not handle me, wait, I want to go back. In order for the handler not to handle me, I just stopped. But I want to show you my son's handler. And I did not know this guy, his name is Jay Slade, and he is an archer. I did not know. I just need his picture. And see, he has dreads too. Their dreads, when they try to dread it, it becomes so nasty looking, really. And I know some black people who are homeless, their dreads may be nasty looking, but they look better than this. And how I found out that she says, this person here says this is her twin. And I really don't know who's who. I really don't. So, but we know that this is a dumbass handler. My daughter came over yesterday and I began to show her this page. I need to see who this chick is. See, pink. And they are all pink. You know? He has many handlers around him, but he does not know it. A blonde-haired pink chick. She is a caveman. And she says that the handler of Kelly, the prince, is her twin. But me and my daughter, you know, we just come up with things to joke about. So my daughter said that this, the girl that he was with, the pink chick, this is her actual man. And they needed to get rid of him for a while, so those two can be okay together. I'm not saying this real, I'm just saying this is what we were saying. And why were we saying that? This some bullshit. We gonna pull together and through this though. We're gonna pull together through this though. Now he's on every picture. I didn't notice that, my daughter did. This is why it is good to have others around. You know, and Charisma and my son, we grew up with him, with her and her family. So he is a synthetic human, and when you are synthetic, you don't have any feelings. So he doesn't have feelings for his own people. Shit talk of black. I just want to show you that now they are fucking around with my machine. It took so long, and I went here. And here they told me that there were no wireless connections. I should have took a video then, because now it's back. Because they just love to fuck with you. No matter how, they just love to fuck with you. Doesn't matter. It's just fun to them. I know it's fun for them to mess with. And it means to treat a sacred place or thing with violent, disrespect, and violate. Yeah, that's what I thought. So let's get back to so now I am back at Kelly the Prince. I had to stop really because that cough, it did come through, because I did only take one dose of what I needed to stop it, and the cough has lasted so long, I should at least take is gargling with salt and water. I should do that at least 6 times a day, because this cough has been here so long. But there are some who had a cough for 4 years. She had a cough for 4 years. Another guy, he had the cough for 2 years. And they let you know it has nothing to do with smoking. And some part of the article tells you that smoking and Coca-Cola will kind of help it. So Coca-Cola is good for me for 2 things. And even children will have these coughs for years, and the doctor will say that it is asthma or bronchitis, but the article will say not us, which means us who have this cough. The cough, it comes from a virus. So like if you have a cold, even if it's just a small cold and you're coughing, then gargle with salt water, because once the cough is gone, somehow there's a virus that stays there. And this shit has been going on since the late 1990s, the late 1990s. Because one person, I think she said she had her call from 1998 to 2002 or something like that, but I know she said she had it for 4 years. It ended 2002, and it was the end of the 1900s when it started. So it is a virus. They say it comes from a cold, and this comes from the ones who have had this call to say that it will come from a cold. And they give you a lot of things to do. So right now I'm dealing with the salt water, but they came through to make me cough anyway. And I do want to say this with that cough: they're trying to start back the whooping cough immunization, and it will be mandatory. So it would be mandatory for me, and who knows what they're doing, what they have inside the vaccination that they would demand I take. And they would just have to fuck me up again, because today I don't give a fuck about living, so they can't make me do anything. You become more of a slave when you care about living. Like those brothers who say, oh, I love the struggle, I leave them the fuck alone. I never talk to them again. And everyone said, this is a struggle, this is a struggle. This is not a struggle. This is a fucking fight. This is a fucking war for your mind. They take over your mind, they take over your body. So this is a war for your life, your world, your individual world. They target you as an individual. Everyone is not targeted the same way. Look, they had that come out of his mouth. Kelly, the Prince Israel, is now 5 years in prison. So it says last update Wednesday, July 22nd, 2015. So someone else put this there, because he does allow these pink chicks. This is the second pink chick, maybe third or fourth, we don't know. But he does allow these pink chicks to have the code to his Facebook page, and they do what they want to on his Facebook page. Like my son, when they put it up that he had 5 years in prison, but they didn't put this up because we didn't know why. And my son, he went and he left a message and asked if we could get the address to where he is so we can write him. Of course, they're not going to give us the address because they need us to stay away from him. And see, they put in his mind Kelly, because he knows that the EL is God and the 2 L's is a kick-ass God. However, he did not write it that way. He put the K first, which means he has KKK playing in his head. They have overtaken his body. They have become the gods, and he is a bent over servant, not once but twice. But he is no longer a servant of Utewave. And he has knowledge. I'm going to show you pictures. You would think I never taught this boy anything in his motherfucking life. Oh, he's 24. Was sentenced to 5 years in state prison facility. Now, a Daytona Beach man was found guilty Tuesday. Here you have United States. And you do have to watch the way they write. See, that's how come Hiram Abiff came. He knew the way they write, the words that they will use. He wanted to knock out this Babylon language, and he knew that they would be able to keep us in neurolinguistic programming, and he knew that they would be able to keep us under mind control just with the words alone. So he is a Daytona Beach, eats man, tons of eats men. He was found guilty, and there's your internet technology. Anytime today you are found guilty, they're using internet technology on you to do whatever it is they want you to do. You're doing their bidding. And July 22nd, this day kept coming up in my head for some reason. I kept telling my grandbaby, I think that's the day of my my nephew's birthday, one of my nephews, who actually my son looks like. Now, you know, my nephew was born July 21st or July 22nd, but July 22nd was coming up everywhere. I just found this article yesterday or the other day. I think yesterday, maybe the other day, not yesterday. So he was found guilty, United States, Tuesday, and there's date, and there's date, of selling, and there's, you know, he's Kelly, and Kell, but yeah, they what? Marijuana within 1,000 feet of a park. Wow. Adonai Israel, 24, was sentenced to 5 years in a state prison facility. The state attorney's office says Israel previously in his United States again. Previously, Khan, with internet technology, of felony strong arm robbery, attempted strong arm robbery. Now, he was like 16 around this time when they came up with this. And, you know, he was so stupid to me. I did not know at the time he was synthetic, but his choices to me were very stupid. I did not understand. But he actually wanted to take hold to this. The strong arm robbery. He wanted to take hold to it, not in court, but outside of court with his friends. He wanted to take hold to it. But our family, we knew he did not do it. We knew he did not do it. But he wanted to take hold to it. I guess it would make him a big man with his dumb ass. So, attempted strong arm robbery, possession of controlled substances, and 10 various misdemeanor charges. Yeah, and we know about the possession of controlled substance. Actually, the little yellow pill that looked like butter, it actually belonged to his friend. I think I talked about that before. That was the day the police came. He put this thing. My son was just going wow, wow, wow. He pointed this thing at my son. I thought, to me, it looked like something that you can turn your alarm on your car on and off with, or unlock your doors with it, you know, a little black thing like that. He pointed at my son, and my son, he stood at attention for a couple of seconds, and then he went at ease. No, he stood at, yeah, and then he went at ease, because at ease, your hands out behind your back. Then he walked to that police officer, the same one that was at our door the morning that I got to Florida, and that was the same officer. He came and he pointed it at Adonai, and Adonai seemed to have gotten him some act right, but just in a stupid way. So he was in various misdemeanor charges. So even in various is United States. And this is latest news, Volusia County. In Volusia, you see United Snakes of Asshole, and they are C-O-U-N-T. C-O-U-N-T. D-I-C-U-N-T, a cunt. Wow, they're really fucking with my brain cells today. And look at the time. 11:49. You know, even though whoever put this up may not have paid attention to that, maybe they say, hey, put it up now. You just never know, because they're going to play with letters and they're going to play with numbers. 11, he is the son. He is my third son. And the 4 and the 9, that's 13. He's a 13th stranded. But there are 12 stranders doing this shit to him. Now that guy said it's his handler, he's not here. Okay? Waiting on the verdict. Yahweh, spare me. Really? Really? He wants Yahweh to spare him from his actions, but I can't say he does look like Tosh. Wow. Wow, Tosh. When Tosh came back, he brought himself. The courtroom, but I went to, that's him in the courtroom, and see, he wears this all black. But he's Prince Israel. He wears this all black. He is really a disgrace. He is a disgrace, and then to ask Yahweh to spare him. Spare him for what? What have he done to even show that Yahweh is still in his mind? He's a synthetic human. I can talk about him all fucking day long. Look at that shit. This is Tosh right here, though. And he does look like his brother Samson here. Wow, my sons, they all look alike. My baby son, he looks like all three of them. That's Tosh too. Sometimes even the way he dresses reminds me of Tosh, but now he has on black again. He wears black all the time because he does not even know that he is dead, and they have him in black. He is mourning for himself. But they want him to be some form of a warlock. That's why they keep him in black all the time, because the girl he is with, she is a witch. She keeps a spell over him. And then they play the game on him for him to not want the first. She's blonde hair. She really does look like a caveman with her ugly colored legs. And he didn't want her anymore, and she had the two mutants by him. And he didn't want her anymore than they had her to want this other girl. My daughter says she's something like Italian. But Italians, they are Jews. Their skin is just a little darker, but they're still pink. And wonder why he put this up, because look at this. His pants are down, and that is where his tree is. And they have him hooked on Pabst Blue Ribbon. This is a old drink. It was out before I began to drink beer. My children, especially him, they never saw any type of drink or anything in our house, so they'd be wondering, what the fuck, who is your teacher? But now I know he's a synthetic human. I'm showing you a real life synthetic human. Then when I saw this, see, I know how they play games. So when I saw this, I say, fuck you too, you synthetic human. That's all he is. He's just a synthetic fucking human. And he says, El Chapo. Like he's a god to chop some shit up. Chop that shit up in prison. Asking Yahweh to help you. Now here, he looks like my nephew, who I say is born July 21st or 22nd. He looks like my nephew. But him and my nephew always did kind of favor. But here he really looks like him. Not favor, but looks like him. My son too seems to be a man of many faces, you know. And he did have a melanated lawyer. And the lawyer did want to help him. If I can get in touch with the lawyer, then I can get in touch with the Donna. And this is his jury selection. And look at how he writes it. See? Because he knows that they were learning code, so it's not a code, but it's just a different way of writing than everyone else. So he still has that. He still has on black. See? I don't know if this is the baby's mama or not. I just know the baby's mama is blonde hair, and he's dealing with both of them, but he is Kelly, the prince, with a pink motherfucker. Got Israel, maybe the 5 years in prison will help his ass out. So I'm going to go to a lot of pictures. Yeah, he bought a phone and decided to put it up and show everyone how much he paid for it or some shit. I don't know why people do that kind of stupid shit. You know, that's the phone, but you will just see more and more pictures. And this is the chick again. She just has on a different shirt. He thinks his life will be so fucking grand if he hangs out with them, but he does not know that these are his handlers. And they're keeping him away from himself with his touch looking ass. See? And this is another one. I can't tell the pink bitches apart. I guess that's his car or her car. See? Again. And again, he really looks like Tosh right here. He even dresses like Tosh. You see his socks? And his shoes. I swear, that is not Tosh. I told my daughter yesterday, I said, I swear, that is not Tosh. But he is just a flesh. Tosh is no longer there. Tosh does not hang out with him. This is a real live synthetic human. And I can talk about him as long as I want, say what the fuck I want to say. If I ever tell you that I am getting money, just know I mean it. Lord knows, I mean it. So here, Lord knows. But when his ass was time to go to prison, it was Yahweh. Spare me. Why would Yahweh spare him? He's in the wrong name anyway. It's not even Yahweh anymore. That lets you know that he's lost in time. It is Yute-Wafe, but it's still not Yute-Wafe. He will have to go to Anu. And Anu will be in his pineal gland, and Anu will give him advice on what to do. But the Martians, they got a hold to him. He, in a sense of a way, he did some more crazier shit than any of my children, because, you know, when I had him, they put this brown shit in the IV. I did not sign for it. They told the lady I did not sign for it. And then after that, he seemed to have the shakes, and they saw them put him in this thing. And they, as though they nailed him to it, and they said, Yahweh, you know, I did ask Yahweh what they were doing to him. You know, they were nailing him to a cross. And he was so tiny when he was born. Very tiny. I never thought he would get this long. But he was long when he was born. But I never thought he would hit 6'4". And see, money. And you go to jail for just selling weed. Here he says, I'm a prince. I don't wake up like the rest do. That was funny with me and my daughter read it yesterday. My daughter said, and he still does not wake up like the rest do, because we do not wake up in prison. But you see the site they gave him? Look at that. This is where he's living. He doesn't even have a birth certificate or a social security card, because now today you need a birth certificate to get a social security card. And he was calling me to try to get it. I'm not doing anything for you. You let your handlers handle you well. Since you did become so disrespectful, not disrespectful, but so apathetic toward me and your brothers and sisters. And then Samson lives in Florida, so Samson went to see him. And for some reason, him and Samson got into a fight. That is even to keep them apart, because they do not want anyone around Tosh. Because they know this is Tosh. They know this is Tosh. They don't want anyone around him to wake him up, not even his dead synthetic brother Samson, because Samson is synthetic too, but now he's missing in action. See? And so this is the one my daughter said she is Italian, and I told my daughter she is a Jew. Because Italians are Jews too. See, this is how they fuck us up. We don't know who's who, because you go to this land and then you take over the land and you name the land after you, or whatever. And look at this. Now, I don't know. Did he get it from selling dope? I don't know. And on his wall, he has a flag. I was like, wow. Right here he says, like a boss. No. This motherfucker is not like a boss. This motherfucker is like a handler and like a slave master. And his handler again. You will see him on mostly all of them. Now you have Harry Smurfy Father's Day. I say, where the fuck he get that shit from? We never did, Father's Day bullshit. No of the hella days of America did I do. Even before I met Yahweh, Brother Moses, I stopped. Jehovah Witness came, a Jehovah Witness came to show me a scripture in the Bible that I'm not supposed to decorate a Christmas tree and this and that, and I just stopped it all. And right behind that, I just started getting more and more information on it. This is 22 minutes and I'm going to have to stop in a minute. See? Wow. That's my son. He looks like Tosh. He just does stupid shit. And you see his skin is all fucked up. When my children were younger, I fed them so their skin would not get like this. Because my first daughter, she went out to eat whatever she wanted to eat. And this is how her skin was. So, this is poison coming out of your skin. And so I fed my children, they were vegetarians. And so, I fed them like that so this would not happen to him. Because when you go and you play basketball or something and you begin to sweat and the poisons like pork and all the other kind of shit, it starts to come out. The poison starts to come out. It comes out in your face, your head or whatever. Yeah, he looks like Tosh here too. Now here, he even looks like a prince. And more so, he must have just got his hair washed. He's sitting under a dryer. When you have dreads and they're this long, You do have to dry your dreads after you wash them, or they will smell like a wet mop. They will sour if you do not dry them after you wash them. Here, me and my daughter said this does not even look like a done. It looks more so like my daughter. Even the hair kind of doesn't look like a done, but Donna does have hair like me and my third daughter, and that's who he looks like, my third daughter. He used to look a lot like her. And here you can tell he's younger here because of how long the dreads are. But he had to have been, I told you, he had to have been in jail, locked up or something, and then got out and got locked up again, because that's how they play with him. Because his face is fat when he is locked up. And he looks different all the time. And this is when he was younger and he began to grow his dreads. He had to be maybe 16 or 17, yeah, maybe 17, because when he was 16, I got him back. The foster mom and the social worker brought him to me, so we had him back, and they was braiding his hair. He didn't have dreads until after I left. Then he started his dreads. So this is 26 minutes in, and going to stop, and I'm going to come right the fuck back.